You know, I initially thought that we would get Celestia for anniversary. The Celestia for anniversary for Ian would be the thing that would bring the most hype to the game. It would also be the thing that would also bring a lot of newer play into the game. So Celestia for the game would be perfect. But then the pace of the game will really slowly come out, and then I realized that we would be getting the epilogue for anniversary instead. And now that this roadmap is out, the epilogue, which is not even that super long compared to Bestow of All Chapter 8 and Chapter 6, which got two parts split up, the Bestow of All epilogue isn't that long at all. So, why is the epilogue being split into two parts right here? We're not getting Celestia now. At the very worst, we're getting Celestia in November, but the pace of this roadmap we are going, Celestia November is also bad, mainly because unlike in JP where we did get an Ember Flame story in between the epilogue, yes, we do get new character for our wait time until Celestia. Those characters were Ogun, Turtet, and Litorena. However, that is not the case for Ian. Ian is already exhausted all of those Ostera characters. We don't have any more Ostera character from now until Celestia start. And the next two character will all be from Celestia, which means that unless they are moving out some of the Ostera character we get from the future, character who already got Torch Point buff as part of the kit will release with it, Nivelle, the Kate, and Shana eventually, those Ostera character, unless they move them up, and maybe introduce a torch point system, but even then, those characters are much stronger with the torch point system. If they don't decide to release those characters instead, and instead for the next 3 months we will not be getting any new character at all after Sasantas and Signa, we are stuck for constant rerun and rerun and rerun for the next 3 months. And also, this might be a tiny detail, but the adversary log, all of them has a boss icon on next to them, but the very last one, an Ember Flame story, is there's no boss icon. I'm not sure that's like an indication of anything, but hopefully let's hope it's not an indication of anything's bad. Why does Ian not get Celestia now? Why does Ian have to wait 4 months to get Celestia? In JP, the Store of All Chapter 8 was on February, and Celestia was in June. There was a 4-month gap between the last chapter of Store of All and the epilogue. Well, not the epilogue, the Celestia. Now, for Ian, April was when we got Bestow of All Chapter 8, and now, going by that pace, I was expecting August, because if July is the epilogue, then August must surely be the anniversary, right? If they're going the same pace as JP, then it must be August, right? End of August at the very least. But that's not the case. We're not getting Celestia at all. Not at the end of August, not at the end of September, not at the end of October even. So, with that, what does that can indicate? Content getting dragged out, constant rerun over rerun, no Celestia. It would not be satisfying if you end a story on Celestia just like halfway through chapter 1 and just like end it like that, right? Usually, you would want to end it on something that is satisfaction, which in this case, the epilogue would also bring a lot of satisfaction. So, why can't Ian get Celestia? What if one of the reasons was the thing that we kind of fearing all along, is that the end is coming? If the end wasn't coming, we would have got Celestia by now, right? Or maybe at least Celestia would be somewhat on this roadmap. But it would be much worse if we get Celestia chapter 1 and then we end the story there. So it would make sense if we don't get Celestia at all. So we can have a happy ending and a satisfactory one instead, rather than just leave the game and just end it on a cliffhanger. That's the only thing I can think of, because the Side Celestia story has not been, it's not over yet in JP. We are only getting chapter 6 this month, like in the next 2 weeks, I think. And I think that you look ahead in the future, right? Maybe the dev decide that there's not enough budget to maintain EA anymore. So if that's the case, imagine you had to run the EN server for another 1 or maybe 2 years even, and then you can end the story there. That's like the second chance to end the story where you would end it on a satisfactory spot, and it after the first Celestia arc is over. But that would be too long, right? 2 years for a story, or 1.5 years for a story would be a bit too long. So you would play it safe. Won't you just not start the story at all? All of this is just my worry, hopefully. Hopefully we do get Celestia, but even so... a game on a constant rerun and rerun, even if we do get Celestia in November, is still not a good thing. 3 months without new character, there will be no hype at all. Many people would also stop playing the game. And most of all, there will also not be enough money for the company to keep this game going. If it's just constant rerun and rerun and not new character, people are not going to spend much on it. Especially now that people are now aware about this possibility of the game ending. They're not gonna spend anymore. And even with this 3 months gap and it's just constant rerun, if they're not spending, and probably it will happen because no one is gonna spend much on rerun banner. Unless they roll up the character like Devo and the Kate and Shauna, this is not a good future for EN. And with that, I will also say something for me too. If the next Tavern talk and there's no indication about this roadmap not having Celestia on it, it was like that. I'm also at my limit for a while now, but I can't make much more content for EN anymore if we do not get any new unit at all. So if that does happen and the game enter constant rerun, I will stop making EN video and I will start making JP video instead. Because at least then, I at least be excited to make a video at least, because the new character and the hype will at least motivate me to do the video. Rather than just me right now forcing me to just make video because I'm forcing myself to make and rather having no passion at all. So, in the end, regardless of the outcome, I'll accept either outcome.